Hi, Gemini. Welcome into your monthly reading. This is going to be for the month of October 2024. We're going to take a look at your general messages for October. Hope everyone is doing well. Again, this is for the sign of Gemini. So anyone with prominent Gemini placements in your birth chart, this reading is for you. I hope that you find something useful in today's message. So as I was meditating, a few things happened. One is you see two cards already on the table. You have the medallion card and the tree of life. I just like to pull some oracle cards just to see what we're working with today. And I don't know if you can see or not, but this little baby spider right here has been floating around the table as I've been meditating and trying to connect to your energy. So I know that the spider has to do with weaving, right? So there's a lot of work that is done in creation and creating something. But what came to my mind was something that I grew up with. My mother, my grandmother, the women in my family lineage always would say that spiders are messages. All right, so this is news. You're going to receive some type of news. And it's also fitting that I tapped into my family lineage only because these two cards here have to do with heritage, with tradition, with family. So you may be receiving some news this month in October about a family member, something that you maybe, I don't know, it just feels like you are supposed to do something with this message. You're supposed to do something with this information. And the other reason why I say that is because the medallion, this has to do, like I said, with tradition, right? But there could be a physical object, like a family heirloom for some of you. Maybe your parents are passing on an object to you for you to hold and be responsible for. There's also a sense of obligation that's coming through as well. It doesn't have to be a material thing or like a tangible item. It could be just tradition in itself. Maybe there are things that your family members do during this type of year. Maybe for some of you, it's like, okay, now it's your turn to have the holiday festivities at your house, right? It's no longer your parents' responsibility or something like that. Like that's what I'm getting. A lot of tradition, a lot of family, starting off, spooky season, Halloween season, going into the holidays of Thanksgiving and Christmas. Maybe you're going to be receiving communication and news, right, from different family members or making plans, things like that. But the concept of tradition is coming through strongly. The concept of doing what your family would have done is coming through strongly. So I don't know if it is time for you to do something like that, or for some of you, if it's going to be the case of you going against the family tradition. So we'll see what comes through in the cards. All right, so let's start off here with your personal energy. Let's get a couple cards for your personal energy for the month of October. Let's see. For some of you, you're growing your own family. It is time for you to be the responsible one, or it is time for you to sort of create your own traditions. You have the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, this is something that you're new at. There is definite opportunity here in October in some way. And again, this is a tangible type of opportunity. So whether it's you trying to manifest and create something, or you are being given an item or given a responsibility, something like that. It's definitely an opportunity for gain, an opportunity for advancement, an opportunity for more, okay? But you're new at this, and this is just starting, for some of you. You're looking up, you're looking to the people that have done this before. Maybe for some of you, you are taking over your family business or something like that, or you're being more involved, taking more of the authoritative role in the family business. But it's like, okay, well, you're getting feedback, you're listening to your elders and how they did it, or their tactics, you know, what worked for them. I don't think you, it's like, sorry, I'm getting caught up with my words. It feels like you didn't know, right? Like, let's just say your family is known for something, or your family does a certain type of craft or job, or, you know, there's just some type of tradition that's coming through. But it's like, I had no idea. Like, I didn't know that all of this went into that. Or maybe you're listening to stories from the past, or people talking to you and telling you stories about your, you know, your loved ones, your family, and you had no idea, right? Like that those things happened. You also have the Three of Pentacles. So you're definitely building something. You're working together with someone, a group of people even, to create and to build. Okay, so again, I'm hearing gain. All right, so you have something to gain from this creation, from this opportunity. There's a lot of thought that is going into this. And definitely thinking about the future and how this is going to help your bloodline, help your future lineage, right? So not just in the past, you're not just looking to the past, but you're also looking to the future as well. And depending on when you're listening to this, this is meant to be for October. I know that at the end of September, there was a Mercury, Pluto situation going on, a square, I want to say, Mercury in Libra, square Pluto in Capricorn still. So yeah, this is a big ending, beginning, right? There could, because Mercury is your ruling planet. It's like the planet of communication, the planet of, you know, going right from point A to point B, the messenger, the intellect, learning something, vocalizing, having, you know, conversing or having a conversation with people. So it just seems like this Pluto hitting the Mercury in a square type of energy, whatever revelation came up, whatever had to break away to start anew, all this hits you in the form of communication, in the form of intellect, right? In the form of information. And so maybe you're just like at the end of September going into October, you're coming out of that energy and it's just very overwhelming. Like you just received so much information. You're trying to process it. You're trying to say, like, you know, think to yourself, okay, I have this now, right? What do I do with it? How can I work with it? You know, maybe there's debt in the family, or your parents need you to help them with, you know, certain finances or something like that. And you're just like, okay, this is the situation that I've been dealt with, right? This is what was communicated to me. This is the information that I have. What can I do with it now? Okay, so Pluto signifying the transformative energy of something ending so something can begin. So for you, Geminis, Gemini suns, Gemini risings, this, you know, was a direct hit to your natal Mercury placement. So there was a square of tension there, but all for the better, right? So that way you can identify what you can do now that this thing is at its lowest, at its darkest spot here with Pluto. Now it's time to rebuild and build into something better, if that makes sense. All right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to see what is in your partnership, love energy for October. See what's coming through here. And whether this has to do with your family members or it's something else, at the end of the day, it is how can I say, like for your future, Okay, so what are you building for your life as a whole, which usually has to do with people in your life, whether that's your spouse, your kids, even if you're single, right? And you're still a little young or something like that. It's like, what can you do with this now that it's going to help you in the future? Should you have a family in the future? Family is involved in some way here. Your future is involved in some way here, whether you're dealing with family at this point in time or you are preparing for it. In your love sector, you have the Star. Ooh, and the Empress. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, this is beautiful energy. So there's a lot of sensuality coming through in your relationship, partnership, love, flirtation area, whatever it is, whatever situation you find yourself in. A lot of sensuality, a lot of fun here. I do think that whatever it is that you're doing, you feel really good in your body. Whoever it is that you're connecting with makes you feel good in your body, makes you feel accepted, makes you feel, admired and appreciated and loved, things like that. And there's a lot of fun to be had, I'm feeling. It's like, just go, like, take the risk and get out there, show yourself, get dressed, be in the essence or the energy of your best self, right? So by doing the things that you love to do, your passion, your hobby, whatever is going to bring out the creativity in you, it's like, do those things. You will get noticed. Do those things. That's when you look the best. That's when you're vibing the best. That's when your aura is the best, is when you are in your zone, in your creative zone. There could be art coming through here with the Empress. If there is a creative, artistic connotation to this card, as well as the Star coming through here. She's literally playing a keyboard or something like that. So there's music, right? And it doesn't have to just be music. It could be any type of art, but stepping outside of the box, being really unique, being really eccentric, not being afraid to show that. Okay. So, be bold, right? And go get out there and really show what makes you different, because when you do that, that's when you attract. That's when you are attractive. That's when you get noticed. And that's when you, more than anything, are abundant. Okay. With the Empress here, the Empress has everything that they need. And so I think that if you're trying to create something in your general energy with the Three of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, building something of tangibility here, as well as I know that this part has to do with love and partnership. If you are working with someone else, the creative way is how to get there, right? So yes, we're talking about tradition. We're talking about the tree of life, the family tree here, and how things have been done before. But I think with the Gemini that I'm tapping into, the trick, the answer, how can I say that? Like the thing that needs to be done is to change it up just a little and add your own flair. Okay. Add your own flair. All right. And then let's get some cards about your career and finances here for the month of October. If you are thinking about a person here, this person is a little detached, is very eccentric, very unique, can have Aquarius or air prominent birth chart. Musician, a creative, an artist. And there's a lot of sides to them. There's a lot of sides, and just the way there are a lot of sides to you. So if that's who you're thinking about, I think that this person, for those of you that have a person in mind, they are definitely attracted and curious about you here. And you may be someone's muse. You may be someone's inspiration even. They like your look. They like how you dress or how you carry yourself. All right, so finances and career here, you have the High Priestess and the Nine of Cups. So yeah, I mean, as long as you are following your own unique vibe, your own true self, okay? Being true to yourself, being true to who you are, following your intuition, not saying no to that inner calling, that inner voice, right? That tells you like, go, hey, do this or go here. That feeling of, you know, being pulled towards something or pushed towards something, as long as you don't resist that. Okay. There's something about in your career or finances, it has to do with your intuition. It has to do with your magic. The Nine of Cups here is just like, I have what I need. Okay. So if you're looking for answers as far as like, will I get the money that I need? You know, will I get the job or anything like that? I mean, the answer here is definitely yes, as long as you stick to your intuition and follow your true self. Absolutely. Just whatever you do, do not betray yourself. Okay. There's a fly. Sorry. All these insects. But you will be good. There is accomplishment. There is appreciation. There's gratitude. There is overflow. There's more than enough. You're growing something. You're growing your business. You're growing your bank account. You're taking good care. I'm feeling that some of you are really good at budgeting, or at least if you need, how can I say this? Like for somebody who needs to hear this, like you need to get better at budgeting. That is going to help you and sort of stick to it, stick to your budget, stick to your, you know, financial plan. But you will have more than enough. That is for sure. If you don't already, for the Gemini that I am tapping into. You feel really good in your current financial state here. And if you want to do anything as far as, you know, you're thinking like, what kind of job should I get or side hustle or anything like that, definitely look into your gifts, your spiritual gifts. Even psychology can come through here with the High Priestess as well, being a counselor, you know, helping people identify, you know, certain behaviors or traumas, things like that, like talking to people, maybe through social media as well. People need guidance. People need to know that someone is there listening. All right, let's get a 9-card spread and go into just more of a general reading for the month of October. What is coming through for the Gemini, please? Knight of Swords. Here is someone who has something to say. That's a lot. Here's someone who has something to say, and they're waving their sword of truth around. You or someone may be extremely blunt this month in October. There's something that you really, really want, and you're going after it. There's a lot of communication here, as we already discussed there would be this month in October. We also have the 9 of Wands. So somebody here is being met with opposition or, I'm going to say like resistance, I'm feeling. Who is resisting? What is happening? There's protection here. It's like, no, you're not getting through. Not until I have to say what I have to say. This isn't happening until I say what I have to say. I'm feeling that strongly. You also have this 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, so I would say at the beginning of October, there's a lot of communication, as I mentioned, okay? But there is caution. In order to get something started, you have to think about it. You're sitting back, you're doing some research here or analyzing a situation, talking to people, getting counsel or someone's opinion, things like that. And it's like, not yet. I'm not ready to do this yet. I am pretty much putting the cards on the table and seeing where I stand, right? Like, I want to know the pros and cons. I want to know what I have here, so I know what I'm working with. I want to know what I'm working with, it feels like. So you won't move forward until you have all of the facts, you have all of the information, you talk to all of the people you need to talk to. But there's a definite standstill here, moment of caution, and I think that that's the right way to go. That's at the beginning of October. So it's like, okay, once you have everything on the table and you know what you're working with, what is the priority, right? Like, what can you accomplish quicker? Trying to create a better strategy. What can you get rid of even that is just not helping or not working? This could also be like, I don't know, I'm getting like cleaning out someone's house or sorting through stuff. I'm also feeling like somebody is saying like, this is okay, so I've been given this responsibility. Let me figure this out. Like, sort of trying to what is it? Like, put a puzzle together in a sense. And so you're organizing and sorting things where they have to be, where they have to go, keeping the things that you think are valuable, getting rid of the things that are not. But not really allowing anybody to interfere with that process. Yes, you may be communicating with some people, asking some questions, but they're not going to dictate your decision-making around this whole situation here. What else for the Gemini? The World. So like I said, there's a new start. Here is an opportunity to be like, okay, are we going to do the same old tradition again? Or are we going to do something different this time? And I think that a lot of this is in your hands, to be honest. Queen of Cups. I do feel like this is you. I do feel like you really do care a lot about, your family, these traditions, whatever it is that we are discussing. And you're, what is it? Like, appreciating it. You're cherishing these moments. You are putting love into it. There's someone around you that isn't feeling very good. There's an ending here. I don't know if you feel like you've been backstabbed or betrayed, or maybe just for some of you, it's more so in the terms of overwhelmed, burdened. Now you have some sort of obligation. And yeah, you're still going to do it, because I mean, you're coming from a place of love with the Queen of Cups, but there's still some healing that needs to happen here. Some conversations, some closure, or getting things out, verbalizing things, right? Like letting it out here. I'm hearing illusion. I'm hearing that's, I don't know what this is. This is like what is this? Why is there illusion coming up? I don't know. I feel like this is later in the month. It feels like you're going to end up in this weird state of mind, okay? Where like you don't know what's true, you don't know what's what, you don't know who to believe or who not to believe. It feels hazy. It feels like there's not a lot of information coming through in the middle of the month. And maybe there's some emotion wrapped around the truth. Okay. So if you find yourself emotional, that is also going to be an indicator for you that there's a, like under the emotion is the truth, but you have to get through the emotion to get down to it. Maybe you're not going to really understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Maybe you're not necessarily an emotional person, but all of a sudden you find yourself feeling like that at some point in the month. So it feels out of the ordinary. It feels out of like what your usual state is. And maybe you're not too good at navigating it. So just something to think about. If you do feel like that at some point, you want to just get through the emotion, sort of identify where it's coming from. Maybe there's a day or two where you have to just chill, take it easy, take it slow. But at some point, once you identify what it is that's hurting you, you can move through it. You can see the reason, you can see the purpose or see the answers or something like that. There's truth in the other side of the emotion, but it will take time for you to just sort of pause and take a step back and really go within at some point this month. Because with justice here, there's an element of truth always coming through with the justice card. You'll understand why something happened the way it did. You'll understand why the burden was put on you or why you had to go through this pain. But it will happen by seeing things from another perspective. And I do feel like it's going to feel, maybe you'll have some anxiety, some fear coming through here. But again, that's all because there's an emotion wrapped around this truth that you have to get past. Things will turn out how they are supposed to turn out. You do have to have some faith and trust in the universe. So that way you land where you need to land, or this thing works out how it's supposed to work out. There's an immense amount of faith here that needs to happen. There's uncertainty. You're not going to know what to do at some point. And so in those days of uncertainty, just take it slow and flow. The more you resist or the more you try to figure something out, the harder it's going to be, the more anxiety you'll have. Just release and trust. Pray, take it slow. Self-love, self-care, binge on your sofa, right? Like just let this time pass you by. And sort of just flow like a feather with it, just the way that little spider, like it was literally just floating around here. And it was just going with, I don't know, the draft of the AC. But it's the same thing. Like just don't resist and just flow with it. You will land where you need to land. Things will turn out okay. There will be justice and fairness at the end of this. Yeah, a lot of uncertainty. I think for most of you, whoever this reading is for, it's like you just need to know. You need to know the truth about something or someone so you can decide what you need to do next. So you know what path or direction to take. And when you're dealing with other people, it's not always easy to get the truth, or it's not always easy to be clear, right? Especially if you're dealing with somebody who is very emotional, for one, who is very wishy-washy, or, doesn't really know where they stand either. And that in of itself is an indicator for you to identify that, hey, like you've been dealing with this person. If you're waiting on them to be clear with you about something, to tell you the truth about something, that's already enough information for you to know that you cannot depend on this person. No matter what answer or result you get from them, right? Like this is their type. There's something holding them back to begin with, right? So this has to do with the relationship or family dynamic, whatever. If you're waiting on somebody to make a decision and they can't, there's doubt within them. So even if they make a decision that you want them to make, just remember that they still hesitated. Remember that there was still doubt behind it. Therefore, they are not genuinely involved or genuinely invested or genuinely interested. Does that make sense? It's good to have the short-term, what is that? Like approval or whatever, right? Like, okay, it feels good if they gave you the result or gave you the answer that you wanted. But with that illusionary energy that I was picking up on, that may not be long lasting. Okay. So if somebody is having trouble giving you an answer, being clear on something, I mean, that's already a red flag. And I do see that very strongly here. You have the moon, the Queen of Cups. I mean, the Queen of Cups, not to say anything bad here, very sensitive, highly sensitive, highly emotional person. But paired with the moon here, it's just uncertain, right? There's a lot of fluctuations. There's a lot of up and downs. I want this one day, but the next day I don't. So unless you understand how a Queen of Cups works, male or female, unless you can already pick up on their constant ability, right? Because you are, in a sense, changeable as well. Whereas your changeability comes in the form of your ideas, of your thoughts, right? Of what catches your attention. Their changeability comes in the form of their sensitivity to their environment. Okay. So a Queen of Cups type of person is sensitive to maybe your changeability, right? Like if you two are partners and you're, really together, their moods or fluctuations in temperament may be a result of certain changes that you make as well within yourself. So it's really, really hard for a Gemini, Mercurial type of person and a super, super watery type of person to really mesh well. I think that the both of you appreciate, right, the constant fluctuations. It's never boring. It's never this sense of like, okay, I know what to expect with these two types of people, but it's just the root, the essence of each individual is very different. So yeah, unless you have already picked up on their patterns and their changeability and have accepted and understood why they are the way they are, then it's just going to be a roller coaster of, you can never give me a straight answer. You can never tell me how you're really feeling. I promise you, most of the time, they don't even know how they're really feeling because they're so emotional and they're so fluctuating that, they don't understand why they're feeling what they're feeling. And if you're dealing with a younger Queen of Cups, male or female type of person, even more so, they have not mastered their emotions yet and controlling and identifying, where their emotions are coming from yet. So something to think about there. But at the end of the month, if you are in doubt, you definitely take that step back. There's a lot of uncertainty coming through at the end of the month. You don't know what's what. Just know that it's supposed to be like that with the Justice card here. You're supposed to be in a state of limbo. You're supposed to be uncertain at this point. There are things happening around you that you don't know about that need to be put in place in order for something to happen later for you, in order for you to be clear on something, in order for you to get an answer, or for something to start, right? Like if you're trying to start a business or a creation or something like that. So you just want to give yourself the time to just flow with this moment, understand that the uncertainty is part of the process and be okay with that. And then eventually the answers will come through for you and you'll get the results. All right. Well, I hope this helped somebody here. Please like the video, press the little thumbs up button if you got something out of it. I would really appreciate it. Leave a comment, let me know what's up, what's going on, or subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. And if you're interested in a personal reading, I am doing one-on-one readings right now. My email address will be in the description of this video. Very similar to this type of reading. We do spend about 30 minutes, sometimes more, going in depth into your personal situation. So just send me a message through my email, and then I'll get back to you. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and energy. I always love reading for you guys. Hope you have a wonderful month of October, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.